Dogs are mentioned in various contexts in the Bible, mainly in the Old and New Testaments. Although the Bible does not have extensive teachings about dogs specifically, it appears in several passages that reflect the cultural and social views of the time. Here's an overview of how dogs are depicted in the Bible. The Old Testament one. Negative connotation. Unclean animals. Dogs are often seen as unclean animals in the Bible. In ancient Near Eastern cultures, they were not usually kept as pets, but were more likely to be found scavenging. For example, in Deuteronomy 23:18, the term dog is used metaphorically in a negative sense. You shall not pay any kind of vow to a harlot in the house of the Lord your God. Do not bring, because the Lord your God hates them both. 2. Guard dogs. Dogs were also used as guard animals. In Isaiah 56:10, watchmen are compared to dumb dogs that cannot bark, criticizing them for their failure to protect and be alert. 3. Cleaners. Dogs are depicted as scavengers who eat scraps and carcasses. Example: in 1 Kings 21:23-24, the prophet Elijah prophesied that dogs would lick up King Ahab's blood and eat Jezebel from the wall of Jezreel. The New Testament one. The metaphor of the Gentiles. Dogs are sometimes used metaphorically to represent Gentiles or people outside the Jewish faith. Example in Matthew 15:26-27. Jesus uses a common Jewish metaphor when speaking to the Canaanite woman, referring to the Gentiles as dogs. She answered, "Take the children's bread. It is not right to throw it away." "Yes, it is," said he. "Even dogs eat crumbs that fall from their master's table." 2. Warnings against false teachers. Dogs are also used metaphorically to warn against false teachers or those who reject the gospel. Example Philippians 3:2. Beware of these dogs, these evildoers, these carnivores. 3. Cleansing nature. Like the Old Testament, the New Testament depicts dogs as scavengers. Parable. In Luke 16:21, the parable of the rich man and Lazarus describes Lazarus as wanting to eat what fell from the rich man's table, and even the dogs came and licked his wounds. Lessons and insights 1. Cultural context. Understanding the cultural context of biblical times is very important. Dogs were often associated with impurity and cleanliness and were not generally seen as pets. 2. Metaphorical use. Dogs are often used metaphorically to represent outsiders, impurity, or undesirable traits. These references reflect societal attitudes and are not direct teachings about dogs. 3. The value of all beings. Despite the negative connotations, the Bible also emphasizes the value and importance of all of God's creation. Compassionate treatment of animals is a theme in the Bible's teachings, reflecting God's care for His creatures. Result. The Bible portrays dogs in a predominantly negative light, reflecting the cultural ideals of the time. They are often associated with impurity, filth, and metaphorical representations of outsiders or undesirable qualities. However, these references must be understood within their historical and cultural context, and are not meant to be a comprehensive teaching on dogs within the broad scope of biblical theology.